As the day fades and the sky slowly dims, there's a kind of stillness that gently settles over everything. The noise quiets, the rush slows, and something in me begins to turn inward. I find myself stepping into this sacred moment, not with polished words or perfect thoughts, but just as I am. I come before God with a heart both weary and full, grateful for having made it through the day and longing for peace as night falls. Sometimes it's hard to know how to begin a prayer, but tonight I don't want to filter or rehearse anything. I just want to be real, to come close to God, not as someone who has it all figured out, but as someone who needs Him deeply. And so I start with this. Thank you, Father, for being near me today. Even in the moments when I wasn't fully aware of you, you were still here. Even when fear crept in and I couldn't see clearly, you didn't leave. That kind of presence, quiet, constant, unshakable, is something I don't want to take for granted. I've learned that I don't have to bring you a perfect version of myself. You're not asking for a polished prayer or a brave face. You invite the real me. I'm anxious. I'm tired. The one who doesn't have all the answers. The one who's still learning how to trust. And so I honestly tonight, I bring my fears not to impress you with strength, but to surrender my weakness. There's so much that's unspoken inside of me, worries that don't have names, heaviness I've carried all day, questions I've buried because I didn't know where to place them. But here, in your presence, I want to lay them down, to stop pretending, to stop performing, and just be seen, known, and still completely loved. That truth never ceases to amaze me, that you, God of the universe, see past the layers I put on for the world. You look beyond the smile I wear, the confidence I fake, and you see the part of me that's still small, still scared, still aching to be held. And you don't turn away. You don't scold me for my fear or shame me for not being stronger. You simply stay. You stay close. Sometimes, Lord, I wonder how you stay so patient with me. I think about all the moments I doubted you, not because I didn't believe in you, but because I was trying so hard to believe in myself. I carried things I wasn't meant to carry. I made plans as if everything depended on me. And even then, when I leaned on my own strength instead of yours, you didn't walk away. You waited. You stayed. Tonight, I want to be honest about what I often hide, even from myself. I've tried to act like I'm in control, like I can manage it all, plan enough, prepare enough, pray enough, to avoid what I fear. But the truth is, that illusion of control has never given me peace. If anything, it's what's made me so anxious in the first place. Because deep down, I know I'm not in control, not really. And that's terrifying. It's terrifying to admit that I can't protect everyone I love, that I can't predict tomorrow, that no matter how hard I try, life can still break in unexpected ways. My fear lives in those quiet places, the ones I don't talk about, the ones I tuck behind a smile and a calm voice, the fear that something might fall apart, the fear that I might disappoint someone, the fear that I'm not enough, that I never was. Can I tell you something, Lord? There are days when I feel like I'm doing okay, functioning, smiling, showing up, but inside there's a storm I've learned to keep silent, a constant mental hum of what ifs. What if I fail? What if I'm rejected? What if I lose someone I love? What if I open my heart and it gets hurt again? These fears follow me like shadows. Even in prayer, I catch myself trying to keep control, as if surrendering it all to you might somehow make things worse, as if trusting fully might expose me to something I can't handle. But isn't that the point? That I was never meant to handle everything alone? You know, it's strange how we can come to you with our words but still keep a tight grip on the very things we say we're surrendering. I think I've done that more times than I can count. My prayers sounded like release, but my heart was still holding back, still scared to let go. But I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want fear to shape my prayers. I don't want it to shape my life. So tonight, I name it. I say it out loud. not to give it more power, but to take its power back. Fear of failure, fear of not being enough, fear of losing what I love, fear that maybe, just maybe, I'm not as strong as people think I am. Yet even in the naming of fear, there is a beginning of healing, a quiet unraveling, a small, holy space where your light begins to reach in. And that's where I want to stay a while. Right here, in this honesty, as I prepare to take the next step. Not just naming the fear, but surrendering it for real. There's something holy about that, about being welcomed exactly as I am, about not having to earn comfort or beg for belonging. You call me yours not because I've done enough, but because you are love itself, a love that sees and stays, a love that meets me here, in this quiet space, under this night sky, in this very breath. And now, as the world grows dimmer and the weight of the day begins to lift, I feel my heart beginning to exhale. I long to quiet the spinning thoughts, the noise inside me that never seems to stop. I want this moment to be more than just the end of a long day. I want it to be a turning point, a soft surrender, a sacred exhale. And so I whisper, not with rehearsed words, but with a steady heart. I'm here, Lord, and I know you are too. Stay with me now, as I begin to open up more, to release the deeper fears I've held in, and find peace in the truth that I don't have to carry them alone. There's something I need to say, Lord, and I want to say it with my whole heart. I don't want prayer to be my emergency exit anymore. I don't want to come running only when I've reached the end of myself, as if you're my last resort when everything else fails. I want you to be my first response, my refuge, my steady place, not just when I'm desperate, but always. Because if I'm honest, I've been living on edge. For far too long, I've been stuck in this state of quiet survival. I go through the motions, I get things done. I smile when people are watching, but inside, I'm bracing for impact, constantly anticipating something to fall apart, waiting for the next heartbreak, the next piece of bad news, the next reason to grieve. I carry a kind of tension that never really lets go. And I'm tired, God, so deeply tired. I'm tired of pretending to be strong when I'm barely holding it together, tired of waking up already exhausted, because even in my sleep, my mind runs in circles. I rehearse scenarios. I try to preempt disaster. I tell myself if I worry enough, maybe I can protect myself or the people I love. But all it does is steal my peace. And still I hold on to it, because somewhere along the way, I started believing it was my job to hold everything up. But it's not, and I know it's not. You never asked me to be invincible. You never required me to pretend. You simply asked me to come to bring what's real. And so tonight, I come not with answers or strength, but with empty hands and a heart that aches. I come with the weight of fears I haven't even named out loud. The fear of failing, the fear of being alone, the fear of getting sick, the fear of losing someone I love. The fear that if I let go for even a second, everything might unravel. But Lord, what if letting go is the only way to really live? What if surrender isn't weakness, but trust? You already know how heavy this has been. You've seen me trying to carry things you never intended me to carry. And you've been waiting not with judgment, but with open arms. Waiting for the moment I'd finally stop clenching my fists and hand it all to you. So tonight, I'm doing that. Not because I feel brave, but because I can't keep pretending. I don't want to wear strength like armor anymore. I don't want to hide behind a version of me that looks fine but feels fractured. I want to come as I am, tired, burdened, but still choosing to believe you welcome me. Because I've learned, faith isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just the quiet decision to lay down what's crushing me and trust that you'll hold it instead. So here it is, Lord, all of it. Every fear, every ache, every unspoken what if. Take what was never mine to carry, and as I place it in your hands, prepare my heart for what's next. A peace that doesn't depend on everything being fixed, but on knowing I'm finally not carrying it alone. There are nights, Lord, when I feel like a child again. Not in the innocent, carefree way, but in the overwhelmed, small, trembling kind of way. Like I'm trying to carry a weight far too heavy for my arms. I move through the day with a brave face. I nod and smile. I say I'm fine because it's what people expect. But you, Lord, you see what no one else does. You see past the surface, past the masks, past the noise, past the strength I try to wear like a shield. You see the pain I've hidden so well, the kind that doesn't always show up in tears but settles into silence, the kind that keeps me up at night, quietly unraveling behind the scenes of my life. And yet, you never turn away. I don't have to convince you I'm worth staying for. You already chose me. You already called me yours. And that's why even in the places I'd rather keep hidden, I dare to open the door. I invite you in, not to scold me or shame me, but to heal what I've been too afraid to face alone. There are parts of my heart, Lord, that have lived in fear for so long. Fear has become so familiar that I sometimes forget what peace even feels like. But I don't want to stay stuck there. I don't want fear to own the hidden corners of my soul. So tonight, I ask you, come into those places. Shine your gentle light into the rooms I've kept locked. Not to expose me, but to free me. Not to humiliate me, but to heal me. I need you. Not just for the things I can see, but for the futures I can't. Go ahead of me, Father. Walk into tomorrow before I get there. Be present in the conversations I'm already anxious about. Be close to the people I love when I'm not there to protect them. Be God over what I can't control. Because I'm learning that no amount of worry will ever guarantee safety, but your presence always promises peace. So tonight, I choose again, and maybe a little more deeply than before, to let go, to release the what-ifs I've rehearsed too many times, to place the worst-case scenarios into hands that never drop what's precious. I give you the illusion I've clung to, that I could somehow keep it all together if I just tried hard enough. And maybe my faith isn't loud or bold right now, maybe it trembles, but it's real. It's enough. Because you never asked me for perfect faith, only a willing heart. And I'm here, Lord, willing, open, letting you be God, and letting myself finally rest in that truth. As I breathe in that surrender, I begin to feel it. The first gentle signs of peace breaking through the fear. And now, as my heart softens, I'm ready to take the next step, not just to invite healing in, but to live in the freedom it brings. Tonight, I'm choosing something different. I'm choosing to rest, not because everything is fixed or figured out. I used to think peace meant the absence of trouble. Maybe, if I could fix everything or plan perfectly, I'd finally feel calm. But life has taught me something else. True peace isn't the absence of chaos. It's the presence of God in the midst of it. It's the stillness that comes when I stop trying to be in control and simply trust that you are. I hold on to the words you gave us in Psalm 4:8. In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. There's something powerful in those words, something I need to carry with me into the night. Because the world doesn't always feel safe, our thoughts don't always feel quiet. But when I remember that it's you who keeps watch, I can finally exhale. I can finally rest. You also reminded us through Paul's letter in Philippians, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, present your requests to God, and then you promise something extraordinary. And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. That kind of peace, the kind that doesn't even make logical sense, that's the kind I long for. Not a surface calm, but a soul-deep stillness. And when I begin to forget, you gently whisper again through Isaiah 41:10. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Those words are not just promises on paper, they are anchors for my soul. I don't have to fight these battles alone. I don't have to carry loads that were never mine to bear. You see the burdens I've been hiding. You count every tear. You know every hair on my head. That's not distant religion, that's intimate care. That's love that notices even the tiniest parts of who I am. You are not just a faraway deity. You are my rock when everything else shifts, my refuge when I'm overwhelmed, my shepherd when I feel lost, my anchor when the waters rise, my deliverer when I can't find a way out, my everlasting Father when I feel unworthy, my friend when no one else understands. So tonight, I don't cling to fear, I cling to you. And as I hold on to your promises, my grip on everything else loosens, the weight lessens, the storm within settles. And now, with my heart steadied and my soul grounded in your love, I'm ready to take one final step, to truly rest in you, body, mind, and spirit, as I prepare for the healing silence of the night ahead. Tonight, Lord, I made a choice. I choose to stop feeding my fear. I've done that long enough. Let it grow louder than truth. Let it shape my decisions. Let it steal my peace. Fear has had a seat at the table of my heart for far too long. But not tonight. Tonight, I will feed my soul with faith, even if it's small, even if it shakes, even if it comes with questions I still don't have answers to. Because real faith isn't about having it all figured out. It's about trusting you when I don't. It's about laying my heart into your hands, not because I'm certain of tomorrow, but because I'm certain of you. So here it is, Lord, everything. I place my fears at your feet, the ones that keep me up at night, the ones that whisper, "What if?" when I just want to rest, the ones that I've carried so long they've started to feel like part of who I am. I give you my future. I give you my aching thoughts, my worried mind, my guarded heart. I surrender not just my needs, but my need to control, my need to predict, my need to protect everything I love with my own strength. Because you are stronger, you are wiser, you are near. So as I lay down to sleep, I'm asking not just for rest, but for peace. Deep, sacred peace. Let it fall like a blanket over my heart. Let it soften every tense place in me. Watch over my dreams, Lord, like a loving gardener watches over a tender garden. Don't let the seeds of fear grow roots in my soul. Don't let anxiety bloom in the quiet corners of my mind. Instead, plant something new tonight. Hope, trust, stillness. Let my body rest deeply. Let my spirit be refreshed. And when morning comes, let me rise with more than energy. Let me rise with confidence. Not confidence in myself alone, but in the truth that you go before me. You are already here tomorrow. And that means I can walk into it with open hands. I may not know what's coming, but I know who holds me. That's enough. Because tonight I remember, I am safe. I am loved. I am held. Not because I earned it, but because you never let me go. That's who you are, keeper of my heart, guardian of my dreams, giver of my peace. You are the one who sees me when no one else does. You are the one who knows my name, counts my every tear, and never grows weary of holding me close. So as I close my eyes now, I say it softly, but with all the faith I can offer. I trust you, Lord. I trust you with my fears, my future, my everything. I am yours, and you are mine, forever. Good night, soul. You are safe here. Good night, beloved. You are not forgotten. Good night, heart. You are held by hands that never fail. And friend, if this prayer has spoken to you tonight, I want to invite you into more moments like this. Subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next prayer, the next breath of peace your soul may need. Let's keep walking this journey together. You are never alone. God is with you, and so are we.